Rockstar, one of the very few articles of clothing that are new that I noticed. This guy's walking in with a new bigness jacket. It's got 80s on the back, prolapse. At first, I thought this was Luis Lopez, like legitimately, because he had the jeans and the sneakers and he had the big jacket on. But it's definitely just one of our Grand Theft Auto Online characters. And this place looks pretty bummy at first. I would imagine this would be what the nightclub's going to look like when you walk in for the first time. I mean, there's like trash bags all over the place. You haven't really set it up. And then we get to meet the man himself. Gay Tony Prince has returned. I mean, if it wasn't obvious enough already that this was going to be him, he's back. He certainly looks a lot different. I will definitely say that from GTA 4. Again, the scene we're seeing right now looks to be the nightclub before it gets set up. I'm imagining there's going to be a post-setup process and a pre-setup process. And I think what we're in right now is the pre-setup process because there's no lights. There's like industrial things all over the place. Again, this definitely looks like more of like a warehouse and less of like a nightclub. There's like graffiti on the wall too. But anyways, we get to see that this is Tony Prince. That's pretty cool. Rockstar also reveals the Grand Theft Auto Online After Hours logo. I'm going to be very honest with you. I was not expecting them to call update this. I thought it was going to be nightlife or nightclubs for sure. But After Hours is cool. It's simple enough, and it's not super long like some of their other names. So that's pretty awesome right there. After the trailer, we get to see a blimp, a customizable blimp with our logo of the nightclub on there. So this one is sort of purple and black, and it says Tony's Funhouse. So again, I think this confirms we are going to be able to customize our nightclubs in terms of naming them, as I touched on in previous videos. And you can see sort of the design we have with the diamond shape, and then of course the name Tony's Funhouse right there. Tony's Funhouse is over 16 characters if you include all the spaces. So I really hope Rockstar has taken off the character limit that we had for naming our other businesses like CEO offices and whatnot. On a secondary note, it's a blimp. And that's awesome. It looks like Rockstar's finally going to allow us to have blimps in online. That's really cool. So that's going to be another new vehicle, and it's going to be customizable to a degree. I can only imagine that you will only be using this for the businesses, but either way, that is still really awesome. Our next shot shows us what our nightclubs are going to look like, I would say after they have been completed. Tony Prince walking us through us now. We're wearing the exact same outfit. Now, you guys are going to notice a lot of like clothing on NPCs, and that's the one thing I want you guys to pay attention to here. I don't suspect that really any of this new clothing will be available for us. I think a lot of that is going to be NPC only, like their hairstyles, what they're wearing, etc. But you can see how nice the nightclub looks right here. On the very far right, you can see that lady dancing once again, and she's got like the neon paint all over her body and face. I really hope that that feature is available for us. That would be very disappointing if that is not the case and it's only available for the NPCs. But once again, we see that very, very cool look right there. Our next shot shows what I think is actually our characters dancing. They seem to be wearing, more clothing that represents our online characters. And on the very left, I think we can see the guy that's been walking along with us the whole time. We don't get to see them very often before it changes the shot once again. We see our characters dancing. I feel like that's going to be a big part of this, is just being able to dance around in our nightclubs. Now, after that, it moves us to, I guess, sort of the office side of the nightclub. As you guys can see right here, our character sits down at the computer, which does have a customized background and logo, Tony's Funhouse. So that's cool how it looks like the logo is going to carry over to our office computer as well. Or I guess I should say our nightclub computer located inside the nightclub. And then Tony Prince essentially describes how we can store all of our business items here as well, basically confirming the business consolidation part of this update. Because the next shot, you guys can see there's like a back room with a ton of computers. I don't know what that's for. I don't know if that's supposed to be our office. But now you can see a bunch of different items here. You can see CEO crates. You can see Smuggler's Run air freight cargo. You can see biker business stuff going on here as well. There is a ton that you can see in terms of the items we are able to store here and potentially sell them. Jewelry, counterfeit cash, and so much more. So again, that just really confirms the business consolidation part. The next shot takes us to an underground garage. Now, I believe this is going to be located inside the nightclubs as well. Now, the first thing I noticed, believe it or not, is not the vehicles, but actually what's on the wall. You guys, how it says B2 there? To me, that's very similar to what we have in our CEO offices. So I wonder if the nightclubs are going to be 60 car garages or potentially even more. Because if you think about it, it might have floor A1, 2, and 3, B1, 2, and 3, C1, 2, and 3. And if it's anything like the CEO office, that's a total of 60 new cars. Now, the layout might be a little bit different, so that amount might change, but all I know is we are definitely getting more garage space confirmed in this update, and it looks like there's a lot of it. Now, let's take a look at some of the older cars in here first. You can see the Overflot Autarch, which is pretty cool. You can see the Class A Sabre Turbo Custom. We've also got the Banshee 900R, as well as the Gallivanter Baller. That might even be one of the armored editions. Now, there does seem to be a handful of new vehicles in this shot. In the far left-hand corner, we can actually see the brand new Mammoth Patriot Stretch, and we can see one of the liveries that it has applied there. It's not as long as I thought it was going to be, but it's still definitely really cool. We can also see the brand new Ocelot Swinger, which has been added into the game. It's got that Ocelot logo on the back, which is kind of cool. I'm not so sure about this vehicle right here. It's got like a white stripe on there. I want to say that's like an upgraded version of the Mamba, but it's kind of hard to tell, and I'm really not too sure. So if you guys can let me know on that one, please do help. The vehicle above the Ocelot Swinger, I want to say is just the Windsor Drop. At first, I thought this was the Anus Stafford, but it looks really similar to a car we already have in the game. So again, maybe you guys can help me out there. And the vehicle in the bottom right-hand corner looks to be a Comet Classic, a non-wide body version. That's pretty cool. Another question that this sort of raises is, will any of these be Benny's cars? That is another interesting question that we're going to have to think about. Will any of these become Benny's vehicles? They look like they have Benny's customization, but if we know Rockstar recently, they've been doing a lot of Benny's style customizations in the LSC. So it certainly wouldn't be shocking to not see Benny's included at all. After that, we have Gay Tony talking to us a little bit more, describing how we need a DJ. Again, I think this is going to be part of the setup process where we have to go out and find one of the 4 DJs, Solomon Dixon, the tail of us, the Black Madonna. The Black Madonna then slaps a police officer. I think this is part of a cutscene, and then they just say they have to go to the disco. Now, this guy right here, the guy in the middle, he seems really important. Now, he's not one of the 4 DJs listed, so I'm thinking he's another DJ. I wouldn't assume from real life. My guess is it's going to be from the Grand Theft Auto series. Now, some of you guys have said that this is DJ Paul Martin, who was a British DJ who played in Bahama Mama's LC in Liberty City. A lot of people have also speculated that this is grown-up Kent Paul from Vice City. I'm not sure. So if you guys have any predictions for who this dude is, he was like the only one I couldn't figure out. Let me know in the comments down below or on Twitter. If you guys want to tweet some stuff at me that you think I missed, I think that would be very helpful. Our next shot right here shows us a full glimpse at the Mammoth Patriot Stretch. Again, this thing is pretty epic. It is a full-size car, that's for sure. Again, I thought it would be a little bit longer. I wonder how many people it's going to sit. I'm going to say like 6 or 7 or 8 potentially. So that's a cool vehicle right there. We then get to see the Black Madonna dancing and having fun at the nightclubs, as well as our characters as well. Again, I think there's like a lot of cinematics and cutscene stuff that I'm getting out of this. That's the sort of stuff that I've noticed. Gay Tony was also in the back just sort of hanging out there. And our Grand Theft Auto Online characters continue to dance and have fun. Again, this guy is at the airport once again. If any of you guys know who this is, he talks way too much and is shown way too often to just be a random character. So he is someone significant, but I haven't figured out who that is yet. And that's kind of driving me nuts. So again, if you guys know, please let me know. We get to see more of the DJs doing their awesome sets, which is really cool. Again, it's kind of hard to tell if any of these clothing items are new. I haven't seen a lot of it so far. The DJs and Gay Tony certainly have their own like outfits already made for them. And a lot of the NPCs are wearing clothing that we don't have access to. But I haven't seen a ton of stuff that's new yet. We then sort of get led back through the nightclubs. Again, we're wearing the same jacket right there. I don't know what part of the nightclub this is. This looks like sort of the check-in area. That's one of the DJ Solomon following that new guy who I don't know who that is yet. After that, we get our first look at the Mtl Pounder Custom. And all I got to say is, wow, this thing is a beast. I mean, this thing went full war rig from Mad Max here. So this is definitely going to be the highly armored version. And look at the top. This thing has got anti-aircraft missiles on the top. That is insane. It's got covers over the tires so they can't be popped. It's got a wedge on the front. It's got Kuruma-like armor. This is like a delivery vehicle's best dream. That's all I got to say right there. That is amazing. After that, Tony Prince talks to us a little bit more. We then get to see like an outdoor hippie dance area. Look at this vehicle right here. It's like a school bus with like a DJ set on top, and there's like a skull, and this is crazy. I wonder if this is going to be the site of one of the missions that we're actually going to go with. I mean, it's pretty clear that there's going to be like supply and sourcing missions, but this definitely looks like a place we have to go to. Maybe to like steal that truck or something like that. I don't know. The trucks behind it, I don't know if they are new or not either. They look like they're old. But either way, that like bus hippie setup looks amazing. I can't wait to figure out what that is. We then get a shot of our next pair of DJs, the Tale of Us. They're doing some fun dancing in the club, and you can see how much this is going to be customized with like the lighting and stuff. I mean, this is going to be so epic. After that, we get another car chase scene. I want to pause this for a little bit right here. I think this truck is the Speedo Custom. Now, we don't get a great look at it, but it's armored. It's got a little wedge on the front. It's got a 50 caliber machine gun on the top. And this is a pretty cool sequence right here. So this first vehicle is the Vapid Flash. It's getting unloaded from like a 18-wheeler car carrying truck. But probably the big thing that Rockstar wanted us to notice here is the Jester Classic returns. And this time, it has upgrades. It has multiple different liveries on there. It has more vehicle customization options. So the Jester Classic is coming back. That is actually really cool. So Jester Classic is going to be returning. We don't have to worry about that. I am so excited. This time it's going to have liveries, new customization, etc. So it seems like Rockstar took a lot of people's feedback and have fixed the Jester Classic, and that mission looks awesome as well. We're like unloading cars from the top of that trailer. That's really cool. The next shot right here, it shows a plane crashing down. Again, I think this is going to be a part of a mission because this guy describes like how important this plane was to him. This has got to be like the most important guy of the trailer. We saw him the most out of everyone. Again, the plane gets shot down. I think that's going to be a mission that we do. We have to like save a DJ or something like that. And then, boom, Laszlo. Laszlo got a haircut. It looks like Laszlo is finally going to be meeting our Grand Theft Auto Online characters. That is really cool. And then we get to see another shot of our nightclubs, sort of the lighting we're going to be seeing on the top and how the club's going to work. We see Solomon snapping his fingers. And then we get Grand Theft Auto Online After Hours coming on July 24th. So that right there is my breakdown of the Grand Theft Auto Online After Hours nightclub trailer. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Do you think I missed anything? Is there something that you might have noticed that no one else has so far? I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below right now, or you can